So, Enrique and RJ Austin, are they hurt? Are they going to be good for the season?
Yeah, they'll be fine. Enrique had an ankle situation, and RJ's just out for today. So, yep, they'll both be fine for the season.
What were your overall impressions on the day?
It was pitching. It was just more of a pitching day. I mean, we're certainly using wood bats, and I don't want to sit here and make a lot of explanations for the kids, but probably overmatched in a lot of different ways. It is one of those New Hampshire April days, I guess, in New Hampshire. We had the wind blowing in, and nothing was going to get over an outfielder's head today. But it's competition, and it kind of feels like a natural game environment. So that's good for them, for the kids.
Why did you decide to use wood bats?
I just felt it was a good training mechanism, and we did it most of the fall. I think the only times that we actually didn't was when we played outside competition. Mm-hmm. But you got to be a little bit more fine with the wood. You got to get the barrel to the ball. It's a lot more difficult, especially against stuff. And it probably portrays a real environment for the kids. You know when you tilt the barrel, you know when you're not on the barrel. So there's a lot of information that you can gain from it.
Mm-hmm.
How happy were you with the way Owen and Leboki threw, and how happy have you been with their progress?
Good. I'm just happy for Sam. Chris, a kid that waited very patiently for a couple of years and gives of himself to other people. So when he can get back out there again, I feel good for him, just the ability to get out there and compete. And Hunter's been fine. Hunter works hard. He's really caring about what he does.
When Maldonado came out, was that just shuffled the defense, or was there a problem with that?
No, he had some type of oblique strain, so he got taken out. So, yeah, we typically don't put Bulger at first base. I mean, he's a big target, but he's wider than he is tall, so throw the ball low, he might have a chance over there. But, yeah.
You flip a lot of guys around a lot of places in the fall. Is there anything that's taken that's maybe out of the ordinary or surprised you?
Well, probably, RJ playing more first base. He's played well over there. Bastine playing a little bit more short as of late. Not that that's a surprise, but I just think the comfort level of getting over there and kind of settling in has been good for John. He wasn't out here first couple of weeks just because he too had an ankle situation. So now that he's out here playing every day, I mean, he's just, you can see when kids start to spike a little bit and start to move in a good direction. He certainly did that.
It seems like TJ McKenzie hits every time you give him a shot, whether that's pinch hitting or the scrimmages this fall. What kind of role does he have a chance to get for himself?
Any playing role that everyone else does, but he's an older kid. He's been very patient. He's waited his turn, and there's probably been times where people around him probably have sort of said you probably play somewhere else, but he's never blinked. He's always sat in that chair across from me and said, I'm gonna make it here. And I appreciate that, especially in today's world. You don't typically get 18, 19, 20-year-old males that feel that way. They don't bet on themselves. But the ability to bet on yourself when you continually get, I'm not going to say knocked down, but you don't get your chance, those are the type of human moves, I think, that reward a kid in time, and he's certainly one of those kids. I love TJ. He's a wonderful kid.
For the pitchers who didn't pitch this fall, other than Doolin, is anyone hurt, or were they just, not pitching?
No, just time. I think we talked about it, but the uniqueness of kind of going deep into the fall, and then the ability to when to start them up again. So they'll start move. Some of these guys will start moving against hitters, albeit it'll be a more individual session than team. Will be coming up, later in November or December, and then probably January.
What have you seen from Ryan Ginther this fall? It looks like, he was getting lots of strikeouts.
More strikes, confidence, 12-month difference, mind. I think that's what happens with a lot of kids, is just get out here a little bit more, and there's a comfort level that exists with them, and then they're able to land that secondary pitch, and when they can start doing that, they start believing in themselves a little bit more.
That 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball that J.D. Thompson's got was a little bit of a weapon today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for him. It sure was. He's a crafty kid, and he's got some toughness to him as well.
It looked like everybody's breaking balls were, getting a lot of whiffs today. Was there anything specific that you saw with that?
I think I just saw the same thing that you did, a ball that was missing the barrel, and a lot of guys taking quick lefts or rights, which I know is confusing for hitters and tough for hitters, but it's the best way to learn, especially when a pitching coach is, pulling the joystick over there and calling pitches. It makes it tough. He knows exactly what these guys are capable of doing and what they can't do. Having pitchers pitching against that is certainly a weapon.
Yeah, and then Bryce Cunningham. What have you seen from him this fall, and what kind of role could he have in his second year?
I don't know. Hell of a role, I would imagine. I mean, Bryce had a pretty good freshman year, and he had a good summer too, pitching in the Cape. That was a good experience for him, winning a championship there with Espinal. So I would say he's going to have the ball in his hand at some point, but he's probably capable of doing a lot of different things. He's started before. He could certainly be a guy in the middle, but he too, I think, kind of like Ginther, just a year better, and a little bit more confidence.
And then the catching situation, giving Poteet more, reps today as opposed to Jack Bolger playing in left field. Why did you decide to do that?
Yeah, we're a little down players-wise, but we knew Bolger could play left field, so it was just a matter of getting him out there. And because he got out there, then Poteet had to take a kind of a more of a playing role. But that's good for Logan. Logan needs that too, and Logan's certainly capable defensively.
Anything else?
Thanks.